And how can Nigeria surmount its security challenges? Will the deployment of technology and modern sophisticated firepower fix the problem? Air Commodore Abayomi Balogun, a veteran fighter pilot and former deputy director of operations at the Nigerian Air Force, joins me now in the studio. Very warm welcome to Newsnight.
Thank you very much. My pleasure.
It's been very serious battles week in, week out in the theater of war in Borno State, where you have the command center in Maiduguri, and minimum of no less than 100 of these insurgents, are neutralized, and several weapons and cache of ammunition, retrieved from them. Yeah. How would you rate the new tempo of fighting the terrorists?
Okay. Thank you very much. I think what we are seeing now is encouraging. And I say so because I think there's an improvement in the way all the components relate.
The synergy.
The synergy now is improving between the Air Force, the ground troops, and other security agencies. They are becoming more and more coordinated, particularly what I heard about what's going on in the Northeast. The theater commander, General Abubakar,
Abdusalam Abubakar,
has been doing very well. And the airport component commander also has been doing well. And when assets are properly coordinated and integrated, you get more success. And that's what is happening now. But then I expect that they should still do more.
Yeah, precision bombing. And when you listen to the chief of defense staff during the week, he said it cost $100,000, for a drone with the precision gadgets and the rest, wondering, how expensive it is. Should we be looking at the cost or looking at eliminating the enemies that have, tried to overrun some parts of this country before the liberation?
Yeah, that's the problem with our society, Nigeria. Up to now, we have not accepted that we are at war. When we accept that we are at war, that becomes the priority of the nation. You must provide security, physical security, before any other thing can grow or before any other thing can develop. And war is expensive. A lot of people don't understand it. I fought wars, and I know what it takes. In our days when we were fighting, we never bothered about the cost, because Nigerian society at then knew, they understood that money must be spent to maintain the security. So we had no issue. We were taking 4 or 5 missions every day and dropping the weapons. Nobody ever queried us. But today, you see Nigerian society saying that we have budgeted so amount.
Is it the Nigerian people you are turning to?
Yes. Because these Nigerian people who shout, we have allocated this to that, we have given defense this, and that's why the CDS told you a cost of 1 weapon. If I tell you how many weapons I have dropped in my time.
Yeah, during the ECOMOG liberation of Sierra Leone and Liberia.
Say, let's quantify it. No, the end is what must justify the means. When we know or we accept that we are at war, forget the money. You want to achieve peace, it costs money. Once you are doing it in piecemeal, it will last forever. And that's what we are seeing. It's like you are sending a farmer to a farm. It's going to that farm, it's like 10 hectares of land. And you say, go with a cutlass
and a hoe.
And a hoe. How long will it take it? Then you send him with a tractor, plenty tractors. Quickly, he will do the job.
Modern farming equipment, yes, will do the
but
work.
when you keep giving
let's
the military...
come quickly to, the issue of synergy, which is really, becoming synonymous and giving the Nigerian military greater victory pact. Is the talk about the absence of a joint command center, like a war room.
Yeah.
Do we have that?
I would not say so, because I'm a practical person. On paper, we have it. In practicality, for me, we don't have it. There's something like that in the NSA's office called the Fusion Center. In our
The Counter-Terrorism Center.
Yes. In our days, we call it Joint Operational Planning Center. And in our days, that office is manned 24 hours a day, where we monitor whatever is happening across the country. And every night till the next morning, we present a blueprint to the CDS and say, this is what happened overnight, and these are our recommendations, these are the flashpoints. That is what I think is not happening well enough here, because according to Sun Tzu, wars are fought and won in your haven, that is in your planning room, before they are fought on the battlefield. And he went further to say that victorious commanders win the war before going to war. How do you win the war before going to war? It is you must win the war at home. You don't go to the battlefront and you are praying, God help me to win. No, you must win the war. I'll give you one example. 4 years ago, 5 years ago, when the Americans came to rescue an American in the northern part of Nigeria.
Northeast and close to Niger,
Yes.
yeah.
They won the war before coming to Nigeria to rescue that guy.
But the Nigerian troops led them there, assisted them.
They assisted.
Yes.
But when that thing happened, what did the Americans require? Just that phone call by the kidnappers. That first call, which I still keep emphasizing on, that first call is enough to destroy any kidnapping cell. But we are not taking advantage of that, because we don't have something we call a multi-agency coordination and control center, where such calls will come to, and you hear that call. It must be within Nigeria or wherever. It must travel through masts erected by the telecom providers. And you tell the NCC man, if there is a multi-agency coordination and control center, the NCC guy is part of it. And you say, please, tell me where is that call coming from? And he will tell you the towers. You get the coordinate, sent to the Air Force. Go and check this place out. All this takes minutes, and the Air Force is there with their drone. And because they have been given those maps, those towers, they go there and start searching. We have drones that can be in the air for 30 hours, monitoring, surveying the place, and reporting back live if we have such structure. And that structure is what is lacking, I'm very sorry to say, because that structure must have it's an all-inclusive thing, that every information coming in is immediately analyzed, and then whoever is next, the respondent that should take that action is told immediately. Air Force mobilized, Army, police, DSS. I will still take you back
and
to
the special forces.
Yes.
And the rest.
What happened in Yelwata in Benue State? There was intelligence. A month before.
Where was the failure? Where did the failure come from?
Now, the failure came because the intelligence was passed at the tactical level. It was from the DSS. A month before that incident, the DSS gave a comprehensive report. This thing will happen. These guys are here. These are their intentions, and they sent to the army still at the tactical level. Does the army guy at the tactical level have the bigger picture? The big picture, does he have the resources to execute that? No. But then such intelligence should have gone to the strategic or the operational level.
The joint command
that
center.
Joint place. And then you look at it. Okay, this is the threat. This threat is bigger than those guys. So they need
On ground.
more. Yes, those guys on ground. They need more support. You add more support, then you will achieve. But at the tactical level, yeah, they are working, they are coordinating. But how effective is that coordination at the tactical level? That strategic and operational level is what is lacking that I'm talking about. When you have that strategic and operational level planning, it's where you direct the tactical people, this is what to do. These are the requirements for you to do the job, and then you support them. So we are doing well. So far, we are keeping Nigerians safe, but we can do better. We should be able to get there before the enemy. Today, the enemies are getting there before us. So when they get there before us, we are reactive. We should be more proactive. We have the resources, we have the intelligence, we have the funds to do that. You talk about technology. With more technology
of the drones, I mean, good enough, we have drones being manufactured in Nigeria now.
Manned and unmanned drones.
Yeah.
Even if they are not enough, it's for the federal government to say, these guys need this thing. The Air Force must start it. We need this equipment. You get it. And then you do the job, and all of us can go home and sleep.
But how about this hindrance, I mean, Nigeria's airspace, your tracker, total radar coverage of Nigeria? Do we have it? Do we have it?
To a certain degree, yes. It's been a lingering issue over the years.
What's been happening to it?
It's been
so
an
the
issue.
enemy. So you know, the enemies can really just come in from anywhere without being spotted.
Yes.
In Nigeria.
Of course they do.
And what has become of NICOMSAT and the rest? What were they, you know, established for?
Now, the total radar coverage is supposed to be for both civil and military aircraft to aid military operations, self-defense, and things like that. But then, the civil has always had the upper hand.
Sorry, I'll just put you on pause there. We're going to come to the tracker.
Okay.
There's a breaking story that we're just getting now, where a civil society group, Kuteb Yatso of Nigeria, has raised the alarm of various security agencies in Nigeria on imminent security threats in southern Taraba. National president of the group, Emmanuel Ukwem, while addressing journalists in Jalingo, says credible intelligence suggests heavily armed terrorists are mobilizing to strike multiple locations across Usa, Takum, Kurmi, and Yangtu, special development area. The group alleges that non-resident attackers are infiltrating the region through porous borders and are responsible for the ongoing destruction of farmlands and the displacement of farming communities in villages like Tamia and Ribasi.
It has become imperative to alert Taraba State Government and all relevant security agencies on the credible intelligence information pointing at coordinated large-scale attacks on Kuteb communities in southern Taraba. Allegedly, unidentified armed groups plan to launch massive attacks on villages and towns in Usa, Takum, and Yangtu Special Development Area and environs in the coming days or weeks. The attackers are reportedly mobilized with sophisticated firearms and logistics. It is critical to underscore that the region has endured repeated incidents targeting Kuteb communities in the recent times. This situation requires urgent attention to prevent a large-scale humanitarian crisis, loss of lives, and destruction of property. Hence, we demand that 1. Government should deploy additional security personnel to the identified flashpoints. We suggest that surveillance and reconnaissance operations to verify and monitor armed groups' movement.
All right, that's the breaking news that we're getting from Taraba of planned attack in some local government areas. And, you know, the man who addressed the press conference said they're coming from borders, and we're talking about the issue of total radar coverage of Nigeria, which you said is not total, it needs totality.
It's not total, but what he just said about Taraba, those guys are not even coming by air. Total radar coverage,
we know, I mean,
to cover the airspace. Now, as we were talking, the total radar coverage has been an issue between the civil and the military. As it stands today, the areas that are covered in Nigeria are controlled by the civil. But when you are talking about total radar coverage, it should be a civil-military thing. So as the civilians are seeing the civil aircraft, the military it's also monitoring threats to the nation.
So does that not jeopardize the fight against, terrorism?
It will,
and the
because
rest
if you don't have early warning, the idea of the total radar coverage is to have early warning so that you can prepare yourself.
And just like the idea of the joint command center too will be, defeated if you don't have the tracker.
They don't have it, it will be. Though Air Force has something like that in the Northeast, but what is the range is not total. It is just for that area to monitor any intruder into our airspace. But when you have total, that means in any part of Nigeria, once there's any intruder into our airspace, you see it and then you can respond to it. So it's something that we should sit down, both the civil and the military, and resolve the issue. The civil alone cannot defend Nigeria.
It might just need a presidential fiat
Yes.
for that, and Nigeria will get, total radar coverage.
Yes.
Thank you so very much for
Thank
your
you,
time.
Yes, sir.
Retired Air Commodore Abayomi Balogun is a veteran fighter pilot and former Deputy Director Operations at the Nigeria Air Force Headquarters.
Thank you very much.